Welcome back, everybody, to FWIP Let's Playing the single-player campaign of Magic 2014. I bring you here because there is one challenge and one challenge only in Kaldheim. Prophetic Ravings. We are fighting Ramaz. As you'll notice, every single tick is correct. This deck is, yay, probably the strongest deck ever. You'll notice something extremely different, too. We are playing with an opponent, or rather, she's not my opponent, she's my friend. I'm going to keep this hand. I've already lost this once. He's got a strong deck, and if I'm not mistaken, he's going to first turn Exploration or something. If it's a deck that keeps doing what it usually does. Yeah. His deck is set out, and her deck is set out, and I am the random factor here. This is a weird feeling, knowing that knowing what happens next. I'll tell you how I lost last time. Crush of Worms. He just ended up having a lot of 6/6s and being able to steal our permanents and just discarding and drawing, and he cycled through his whole deck. It was kind of crazy, but when you're, 2-on-1, you kind of expect it to be unfair, don't you? This time, at least, I think I have a good plan. I'm just going to drop. Nope. What are you doing? I'll play my Sliver with haste and attack. Because it gives all my other slivers haste. So maybe by being slightly more aggressive, I can... Well, I'm not going to be able to take out 40 life before he takes my permanents and drops 6/6s, so... Although his deck doesn't have the element of random, therefore making it a lot dangerous, do keep in mind I've already lost once, so I know what's coming. And that's the scary part. (3/3) Master of the Wild Hunt. I forget how that died last time. I could kill it differently right now, though, couldn't I? I'd be like, yo, Path to Exile, because Chandra... Chandra can't deal 3 damage. She's a tiny mage, as you know. There we go. Gave himself haste. That was nice. Attack with all. The only question is it going to make a difference by the time he gets... Well, I bet he's going to drop Earthquake soon, now that I mention it. But... is dealing like 6 damage worth it? If he's just going to kill all our creatures. Speaking of Earthquake, I guess I'll drop my big Blade Sliver. 6/5, isn't he? Or something? 5/3? Sure. Some people who play Magic the Gathering talk about things such as card advantage. Well, using 1 Earthquake to kill 9 cards is a bit what we would call in the business a very good trade. Dang. Although he was at 15, last time he was at 37. Maybe there's something to be said about it. And last time he used Flame Slash to take her 6/6 flyer, so... I don't know. maybe there's still an element of random, even though some things are set with these AI opponents. It's really hard to tell. Quite hard to tell, actually. Well, the only thing I can really do... Can I just cancel? Yeah, I don't really want to play Faith's Fetters. I mean, I could. That would make his 2-2 that's doing stuff. Or I could just shock it, because chances are I could use Faith's Fetters on, like, a 6-6. Because here's the thing, last time I played against him, he Desperate Ravings and then discarded, like, Intet the Dreamer, so I know he's got a massive dragon just waiting to come out. And Chandra never got to play Lava Axe before. She's got a second one in her hand. Maybe we can get lucky here. That's Prophetic Bolt. Which allows him to draw even more cards. I draw Fiery Justice, which is an interesting card. It's like... It's almost like Stall Tactics, but it can't be used to kill a player. You know what I mean? It's 5 damage divided, and then the opponent gains 5 life, so... Did we just... Oh my god, win just because of, like, burn spells. That's crazy talk. Unlocked another Path to Exile. Well, that's awesome. I didn't think I was going to win that time. Is that it for the challenge?
The great dragon whispered you would find me.
Did your great dragon tell you I would kill you, madman? Coward. You've become quite the planeswalker. Thanks. I'm grateful to count you as a friend, and not an enemy. Now you might want to stand back a bit.
So it continues. We don't have to go fight Nicol Bolas or anything. That's how it ends. That's kind of too bad. Usually I expect games to be like, hey look, secret hidden final boss number 7. You've got to destroy the 3 heads before you can find the weak point. You know what I mean? Even Problem Sleuth had that kind of stuff, and that was a webcomic. Although, to be fair, that was awesome. Okay, it was a nice little curveball that, the very end, you're helping Chandra, which was kind of the idea all along, but I didn't think you'd literally have a friend, because without her, I wouldn't have beaten that. Gosh, no. Was it balanced? I don't know. It's Magic the Gathering. How complex can it be? If you know and love the card game, and you make a game about it, people are going to love it anyway, is what I would say. I do hope that maybe there's more challenges or things, because I guess from this point on, it's just... fighting humans? Or waiting for Magic 2015! Because the game goes on. New cards, new sets, new worlds. Epic battles. Stupid moves. Who's your favorite creature, boys and girls? I'm partial to Ulamog myself. Although he's a bit overpowered. The artwork, at least, is amazing. Always loved the whole colorless thing. Came right out of left field. Everything else in Magic, but artifacts, you know, has a color, so... That was almost one of my favorite moments in Magic, besides when they brought back poison counters. Because me as a player, I started at Odyssey block. Like, all that poison stuff happened before I started. And wasn't really a big thing, either. And I was there for the original Mirrodin. I had Nim Shriekers equipped with 3 cranial platings to deal 21 flying damage. Yeah, Shock could have killed them, but nobody was running tiny things like that then. Now Magic is more about kill spells, isn't it? Counter spells. Crazy board control. Although there's always a few deck archetypes that show up, I do hope that people can like create their more unique ones instead of just searching online. That's my little spiel on Magic anyway. You know, sure, you could look up how to play Callblade in Modern, but wouldn't it be better if you made your own, like, Killer Merfolk deck? You know, no one would be able to figure out how to beat it. You know, right out of left field. I wonder why they're showing repeating pictures of young Pyromancer and stuff. Of course, I'm going to wait for the credits to roll so we can actually... I don't know. Unless they repeated? I kind of doubt that. Let's just enjoy the background music for once. Hey guys, Magic can be a hyped up game, that's for sure. This is like the Magic theme song? Sounds a little non-committal. You can't save yourself? I think I'd be more partial to the League of Legends band. At least then you can kind of pretend it's the characters playing. I mean, I can't exactly say that the Magic the Gathering band is, you know, starring Rorik's Bladewing as the lead singer. You know, Liliana Vess on guitar. The harp, I don't know. Gideon Jura on drums, something silly like that. And of course, the Master of Cruelties to open the show. I still really wish that there would be some option to just play, like, some sort of Commander game in this. I mean, there's Commander products. Why couldn't they just be like, hey, here's the Mimoplasm deck. Why don't you fight these guys? Be a nice way to teach people about the game, too, wouldn't it? After all, if there's anything keeping people back from a strange singleton format, it'd be rules changes, or at least unavailable opponents. I got my own Chromat deck sitting over here on a shelf. Of course, that can do anything. It's not as structured as I'd want it to be. I really would build my own colorless Ulamog deck if I had infinite funds, or even if Cockatrice was able to be brought back from the dead. Copyright claims. Ugh, taking the fun out of everything. That's what happened to that, you know. It got shut down. Which is a shame, because it was just an independent guy, I think, building a card-playing simulator. And because it was using, like, the pictures of the cards or something, they just said, hey, that's all she wrote there. Such a shame. I mean, you wouldn't need to spend money to see what really good decks could do. You could just build them right there. You had all the cards in the history of Magic, thanks to the massive database that you downloaded with the game. Like, I'm never going to be able to build my own colorless EDH deck in real life. The amount of cost it would take just finding, like, you know, 30-odd unique lands for starters. You know, all the various ridiculous artifacts. It would have been great. So it's just repeating the music over and over again. That's too bad. It's gotta end sometime, though, right? I mean, no madman would keep us on here, would they? You've unlocked the Revenge campaign! Hey, hey! Sweet darling, what are you saying now? I don't need to fight him again. So we never went to, like... Well, I guess we did go to Alara, but... What in the world is the Revenge campaign? I guess we'll see that next time. See you later!